Hi, I'm Blake. This is Intro Flow for the Performer. I'm talking to you from the future because I'm doing this tomorrow, but it's your past, so hopefully this is a refresher. Basically, the idea of this course is to find ways to move around as you begin to learn poi, rather than planting your feet and getting stuck. So we started the class, or we'll have started the class, by just practicing moving around, letting your arms swing freely. Don't really worry about anything. Maybe start turning, feel what the poi does with that. After we did that, we would move back and forth and make our pendulums a little bit more concrete, do them intentionally. And from there, I'm going to look at my sheet a whole bunch, sorry. The idea of, if we want to turn, you can just hold your poi here. One direction, you go up over your head, and when you're going back, you go down below. So it's practice up and down, up and down. So what's going to happen is, if you're going in reverse, that's your up, so you're going to go up. And if you're going forwards, that's your down, like that. So we already have these turns. I'm getting dizzy, so I'll go the other way. And that's our basic turns. Just quickly went over Buzzsaw and Butterfly. I'm not going to say all that much about them because there are a ton of other classes. Buzzsaw, quickest way to learn it is to wrap up to about yay long, put out both arms close together, and practice planar control of in between them. When you're done with one hand, practice the other hand, practice both directions. And then once you have it, practice, okay, I'm going this direction, okay, I'm going this direction, I can do it same time, I can do it split time, and that's it for that. Butterfly, basically the idea is when you're doing a butterfly, there are two planes that are crossed like this, like that, making an X, and so if you're trying to learn doing extensions and making them smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until you have this is good, it's also really nice to do extension, normal, extension, normal. Once we do butterflies, we're going to talk about corkscrews, which the best way to do it is to take your right hand, put it over your left shoulder, take your left hand, put it with your right hand, move it behind your head to the other shoulder, behind your head to the other shoulder, back out in front. So just doing it very slowly, because this is floor plane, you can do it incredibly slowly until you have something that looks like this. By this point in class, half of the people doing it will have forgotten that the class is about moving around, so then we'll spend a lot of time. Can you turn? Can you take steps? What happens if you go anti-turn? That's a staff term, by the way, I'll use it for one. And just how it can move around, and corkscrew is excellent to move around with. Once we do that, there's this incredibly pretty move called a spiral wrap, which is really hard, except for the fact that if you do it in floor plane, and you stick your fingers up in the air, and just watch it wrap, and then you turn to help it unwrap, it actually works really, really simply. So we will be practicing doing corkscrew. Okay, I'm doing corkscrew, I'm turning around, wrap, unwrap, wrap, unwrap. The ways to do this hand position is either hands, palms facing the same way, or palms like this. I do it this way. I know other people who do it that way. It doesn't really matter. Next, vertical stalls. Start with one poi. What we're doing in wall plane, so we're still here. And rather than when people try to start doing these small ones, just swing completely from the shoulder out more and more and more, and you start getting these very, very pretty up stalls. If you want to make them cleaner, you accelerate at the two ends and slow. Wait, no, that's not true. Sorry, you accelerate as you hit the bottom and then slow down as you go up to get some hang time. From there, it was just talk about if you can do it with one, you can do it with two, and then there are all of these stall movements. We probably won't get to them in class, but it's nice to know, or was it like one up, one down, so that's not what I actually intended. Let me think like this. Same kind of movement. And then the last few things were doing simple reels where if we're in wall plane here, we can drop it over our shoulders, drop it over our shoulders. We can scoop it up behind our back, that's harder. I believe this is still called Chasing the Sun. And then the kind of part at the very end where most people are dropping off or are okay is the idea of freeing out where you want to be. So if we're on this side, it's very easy to cross over here and to cross back. It doesn't take a lot of thought. All it is you do a slightly bigger circle and cross over. And if we turn around, this allows us to move. So this is for people who know weaves, which is probably everyone, basically a little bit of a weave. But if we go here where the poi, they're split time, same direction, this is called a lockout. And we practice going over here and turning and moving one poi and then moving the other, moving one poi, moving the other. And this is literally just the flipping here a bit. It's not anything else. It's literally just that. Then that builds up our basic blocks of here's a 2-petal flower. And if we add in the top and bottom ones, here's one version of 4-petal flowers that comes really cleanly and easily just from that idea. So overall, summarizing, move your feet, please. Move your core, bend, do whatever you want to do. And even if you only know a few moves, as long as you can string them together in a pretty fashion, it's going to be a lot more impressive than standing there and, okay, let me see, I can get a 5, I might be able to get a 70, like, weaves have a place, but there are many other fun things to do where you move your feet more. Once again, my name is Blake, this is Intro Flow for the Beginner Poi. Cheers.